Let's make 5 fermented honey blends. Grab a half pint jar, layer lemon slices, sliced ginger, cinnamon stick. Repeat the layers. Grab your local raw honey and pour that over the top. Grab a spoon and run it along the sides of the jar and try and get the honey to fall to the bottom of the jar. We're trying to incorporate the honey throughout all of the contents. Top off with more honey. Stir it again. Wipe the rim clean. Place the lid on top. Flip the jar over to make sure the honey is fully incorporated. Raw local honey is an antioxidant and antibacterial. When you add fruits, berries, or veggies, you get a probiotic rich, immune boosting goodness. Flip the jar back over. Half pint jar, grab fresh cranberries, and we're going to bruise them. So I'm taking a handle to a spatula and I'm gonna kind of try and smash them a little. We want to bruise them. Now add sliced ginger and a cinnamon stick. Pour your honey in. Grab your spoon and give it a stir. We're pushing along the sides to try and let the honey fall down to the bottom. Top off with more honey. One last stir. Again, we're trying to get that honey everywhere. We're going to wipe the rim. Place the lid on. Flip to incorporate the honey. Cranberries have anti-inflammatory properties. Ways to use these ferments can be as simple as taking a spoonful by mouth daily. Go ahead and flip the jar back over. You can add the flavored honey to your tea, and you can make a salad dressing as well. Grab a half pint jar, red onion slivers, and fresh thyme sprigs. Pour raw honey over the top. Grab your spoon, stir down the sides to get the honey to the bottom. Top off with more honey. Stir for a last time. Wipe the rim clean. Place the lid on top. Tighten it and flip it over. We want the honey to fill the gaps. This makes a good cough syrup. You can add these blends to your cooking as a glaze for chicken, fish, pork, or vegetables. Flip the jar right side up. In a half pint jar, add sliced jalapeños. I removed the seeds and the membrane because I didn't want any of that, but you can incorporate that into your ferment if you would like. Do your honey layer. And then add more peppers, add more honey, add peppers, add honey. Honey's the last thing you add. Stir it up. Wipe the rim clean. Place the lid on top. Flip the jar over. This honey can be drizzled over biscuits, rolls, or cheese. You can have spoonfuls of this when you have a stuffy nose because it will help clear it out. In a half pint jar, Add dried black or blue elderberries. Add a honey layer, repeat the dried berry layer, add more honey. Use your spoon to stir. This is going to be a lot more difficult than the other ones because the berries do stick to the spoon more. Wipe your rim clean. Place your lid on. Flip it over. Now this is a lot thicker than the other ones. It does take a bit to get it to go. Working towards optimal gut health can be easily worked into your routine with these 5 honey ferments. Flip the jar back over. Now your jars are going to sit on your counter for 5 days. Every day for 5 days, you're going to open the jar. This is called burping the jar. We're going to let any gas that's built up out. So you're going to open the jar, look at it. It's going to look a little bit more watery. Tighten the lid back on, flip it over. See how runny it was this time, how fast it went? Look how watery it got. It's amazing. Same thing with all the jars. Every single one of them. You're going to open them up. You're going to look at them. Put the lid back on. Flip them over. 5 days you're going to do this. You should start to see little bubbles in the honey. That means that it's actively fermenting. We want to have everything submerged in the honey, so if you feel like you need to add more honey to one of them, go ahead. After the 5 days, your ferments are ready to enjoy, so you can either keep them in a dark, cool cupboard. Otherwise, I put mine in the fridge, honestly. It just helps me keep track of them better, and it helps me remember to use them. If you see mold or it smells sour, it's gone bad, you need to throw it out. These honey ferments should be consumed within 12 months of making them. Always label your ferments with what's in it and what day you started it. There are many other blends for fermented honey, so let me know in the comments section if you've done one that I did not show here today. Like, subscribe, and share. This is Shawnee Grows. Learn as you grow.